It's 2023, guys, and let's be honest, when it comes to synths, everything you want in the world is out there pretty much. Whether it's monophonic, paraphonic, polyphonic, digital, wavetable oscillators, or analog filters, 61 key, 27 key, 21 key, I don't know, it's crazy. It's a sea of synthesizers out there. But today I want to talk to you about a synth that's not only easy to use, so if you're a beginner, it's great to start with. It can be a really great hybrid setup if you're like me and you use a DAW but also use hardware. And as you grow and you get better and you become a full-fledged synth nerd, you can do some crazy stuff and get really in depth with it. You know what? Let's just get into it. Let's go. Before we jump in, please like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and turn on notifications for more videos from Digital DJ Gear. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Dave from Digital DJ Gear here, and today I want to talk to you about a synth that's been on my desk for a while. I've been using it, been loving it, and want to share it with you guys. It's the PolyBrute from Arturia. Honestly, man, it's a beast. Me personally, I've been using it in a hybrid capacity with my DAW, but also as a synth. I do tend to use hardware and software together, but where this thing shines for me is the ability to free up CPU, have an actual synthesizer, and do some really cool stuff while working in my DAW too. But this synth, I like to say, it really is, it meets you wherever you are. If you are a brand new synth person or new to synths and you're just getting started, it's priced great. It's $2,700 bucks, so I think it's $2,699.99. So it's not too far-fetched as far as pricing goes. Synths are pricey compared to software, but the build quality on this is a beast. I mean, it's gonna be metal, wood, it's heavy. Let's be clear, it's very heavy. So you're not gonna be traveling with this guy. This will be a piece that's gonna live in your studio, or if you're a touring musician, it'll travel in your Gator case or what have you, and then go on stage. But it is going to meet you where you are because they have this super cool, intuitive way of blending software and hardware. I've said it before, I love Arturia soft synths. If you use them, you know that at certain times it can be a bit of a CPU hog, or they can be a bit of a CPU hog. This has been the best thing ever because I freed up that and also have a real live synth here. But you may say, Dave, why would I spend $2,700 bucks for a synth that works with a plugin? We'll get to all that in a second. Let's just start here. If you're a beginner, this synth is great for you. One thing I love is that if you don't know about synthesis or what they do, Arturia's just knack for presets give you 768 presets on this thing. In the mod matrix, this actual mod matrix, you can actually engage the preset function, and so 1 through, I think it's 8? No, 1 through 4. Yeah, 1 through 4, you'll get each one of these buttons is a preset. So whatever's clever, change it around. Oh, that's nice. Jump to this. What's this? What's this? Sounds great, right? Presets for days. Cool. Just getting started. You don't know about synthesis. You got a ton of presets to get you going. All right. They have this really cool plugin called PolyBrute Connect. And I'm starting here because if you are used to using a software synth using presets, this is the perfect bridge for you to get into understanding the hardware and what is being done here, okay? If you look at this, the same exact layout from the pitch and mod and everything here up through the LFOs are on the screen, along with the section for your effects and all that good stuff. It's all here, it's on the screen. And you can adjust from the hardware or from the software. This is a really cool advancement for me because they Arturia introduced the whole hybrid setup with MIDI controllers. And I've talked about that with the different, mini labs and so forth. But this goes a step further because not only do you have a 1-to-1 ratio of control to things. So for example, whatever parameter you want to change on this synth, it does have a tactile control on it. You can do the actual changes from the hardware or the software, but more importantly, when we get in depth of where this thing shines as far as modulation goes, you can actually see what's being modulated if you're a newbie. So let's start here. You have your pitch and mod wheel, your octave changes, easy. When it comes to this synth, though, it is a 61 key, 6 voice polyphonic synth. You can adjust the polyphony here by doing poly, unison, or mono. Super, super easy. You have timbrality control, which means it's basically multi-timbral. So you can have one patch over the whole entire key bed. You can layer 2 patches over the whole entire key bed, or you can split the key bed how you see fit and have 2 patches. So like a bass patch down here and like, you know, a lead patch up here, or like pad, that kind of thing. The wheel is really cool because this guy can actually go to the mod matrix. It can do cutoff, it can do vibrato, or it can also be an amp mod for your LFO1, which is pretty crazy. And then they added this really cool Morphy pad. It's a 3D controller or morphing kind of pad. It has X, Y, and Z controls, which means you can do modulations, changes using up, down, left, right, or actually pushing. And then you also have the ability to do changes or modulations with the actual ribbon strip here too. Now, if I want to morph this, for example, if I don't know what's happening from ear, I can look at PolyBrute Connect and check it out. So as I morph, quite a few parameters are changing, which is nuts. So this is a good for the beginner because you can load up a preset, play around with things, visually have the representation of the synth or the hardware on your screen, and be able to see exactly what's taking place and begin to learn as you go along, okay? Now, back to the hardware. You're going to have a couple sound sources, right? Your oscillators. These are the, I think they're called Brute oscillators. I think hence the name PolyBrute. You get 2 oscillators, 1 and 2. These are analog oscillators, okay? So you will have to dial in. So if you start with like a nip patch, you will have to dial in your wave. It's going to be analog, so you won't have a preset wavetable or just press the button to get a sign, that kind of thing. You will have to like play with it a bit. So if I go here, a nip patch, and let's try to find, let's add a little bit. Okay, a little bit more of a square. I can tune it. I have the ability to use this metalizer, which is pretty cool. It's like a crystallizer kind of vibe. Adds a little resonancy kind of thing. I'll add some pulse width. All right, let's add some reverb. There are a few different kind of reverbs on here. I think it's like 9 or so. Let's choose the type. Let's go over here to the alt presets and let's do dreamy. Again, I can adjust this right here from the hardware by engaging the actual control, pressing it, going to number 3, pressing number 3, or if I'm in PolyBrute Connect, I can simply go over here and I can choose the type. And then upon choosing the type, I can choose hall, plate, you know, all the different reverb types that are here. There's, you know, literally, 7 different kinds. So we'll choose dreamy. And then we'll adjust the time. Cool. Oscillator 2 has a really cool sub on it. So let's see if we got some sub. Some low end. And then we're gonna, so now I can actually go here and on the actual 3rd source add some noise, right? So if I go to the mixer, I can now put my noise in. I can adjust how loud each of these sounds. So there's my low end, my sub. And then there's 2 filters you can use on this, which is so dope. So the Steiner filter is the first filter, and then there's also this ladder filter. You can choose which is being assigned to what as far as your oscillator in the mixer section. So I'll assign oscillator 1 to the Steiner, and then we'll adjust the cutoff a bit, add some resonance, and then this brute factor adds a bit more, a little more girth. And let's assign VCO2 to this as well. I could also, if I wanted to though, I could then also add some distortion to one of these. So let's say, for example, if I want to add some distortion to the noise, I can assign that to the ladder, up the distortion on the actual noise. Turn it down a little bit. A little high pass. So sick. Now the effects on this is crazy. So if I jump over here, I can go to some different modulation alt presets. Let's add a flange to this real quick. Yeah, we'll add a flange. And we'll adjust the intensity. We'll turn it about 70%. Trap. There is a master cutoff here overall, global cutoff, and you do have key tracking as well, which is nice. Basically, allows you to have the filter adjust along the key bed. You're gonna have 3 envelopes: mod envelope, VCA envelope, and a VCF envelope. You're also gonna have 3 oscillators. So oscillators 1 and 2 are fixed. You can choose the wave type, you can choose the phase, the sync of those. Pretty standard stuff. You could also do mono, poly, or retrigger, so kind of loop the envelope, which is cool. And then I love the fact that the third one is a bit continuous, so you could actually engage it, you can sync it, and you can actually like begin to play with it and kind of sculpt it and not have it be you know, fixed. Again, very analog, super easy to get going. And I'm not a huge sound designer by trade, and I just made a really cool lead patch just that fast. Now, I love the fact that the presets, because when I'm making music, a lot of times I will start with a preset. I love that I can jump in here and get to a preset fast. So like, I like to use the PolyBrute Connect because it's laid out like an Arturia synth, a soft synth, but it's controlling the hardware. This is super dope too because I'm able to free up CPU, use the sounds from my synth that I paid good money for. I think this guy is like, what, $26.99, so $2,700. Obviously, you don't want to pay that much for a soft synth, but this is a really cool way to like go hybrid. I can jump here and I can say, you know what, I want to go for a pad, filter my sounds. I could also favorite my sounds here as well. I could even do this preset explorer and change. So for example, if I go to presets, if I go to number 5, it's in a knit patch, right? I'm on number 5 on the screen. I can add whatever presets I want and then do my own little like stage setup or own little favorites or have that set and save that and have that be where I want it next time I pull it up, which is great. So let's just grab a pad real quick here. Actually, no, let's grab some strings. I always like strings. So we'll do the, I don't know, cinematic strings. The first one, I hardened it actually. So let's see. Choose my cinematic strings. It should change on the screen. And now, cool. So now let's jump back over here real quick. So now I have my strings. If you notice, I press this hard. This synthesizer does have polyphonic aftertouch, and when I press the other key pretty hard, it engages the aftertouch. That's a great way to go to the actual mod matrix, right? So this mod matrix is a 12 by 32, I think. In this preset, it'll show you pretty much, this is crazy. You can choose almost anything to be the destination for these different sources. So you can like basically, you know, use aftertouch, velocity, you can use the key bed, you can use the ribbon, the actual Morphing. All these things can be used as modulation sources, and then that can be routed to a modulation destination, right? So for example, in this case, on this particular preset, aftertouch is doing a couple things. It is doing a ladder cutoff, it's doing a pitch change to VCO2, and it's also doing number 8, a ladder cutoff as well. Interesting. So the pad, crazy. nuts. Now, let's just say, for example, if I wanted to actually do a fresh one, right? So let's say if I wanted to go to a different modulation source, a different modulation layout. And let's say I wanted to add reverb. So we'll hold number 1. We'll change reverb, right? So basically, you get 8 different slots to modulate, or 8 different parameters you can modulate, and then you can choose whatever you want as the source to do that, right? So in this case, what I'm going to do is I have reverb, and let's do the reverb time as well. So we'll do number 2. So we have level and time, and then let's just do delay, level, and delay time. This is just to kind of like, you can hear it pretty easy what's happening. And now that I have those different modulation destinations selected, right, I can now choose which sources are going to actually make the changes, right? So now if I go here, I'm going to say I want the wheel to adjust the reverb level. When I'm on that, now I get a chance to say how much will change. So we'll just go, we'll max it to give you the full effect, right? Over exaggeration here to kind of show you. And then we'll say also the wheel will do the time. Okay. And then for difference, we'll do ribbon, we'll do all 4. We'll do time, level, and time, level, delay time, and delay level. So we're on delay time. And we're going to just max this out just to kind of give a crazy, crazy, crazy effect here. All right. So now that's set, right? I can go here. Oh, but wait. My wheel is set to vibrato. I have to change it to be set to matrix. Huge reverb, okay? Now, go to ribbon. This does go both ways. As far as the controls go, I guess it's like, I don't know if it's like how to describe that, but it can go positive and negative, which is why if I go positive, I can then dial it back to nothing, right? Simple. I mean, you can go, this is crazy. You can go really in depth with this. If you're a sound designer, this is something that you can get crazy with. As far as the modulation matrix goes, this is something that you can get really in depth with if you're, really advanced, or if you're new and you're just learning, you can play around with this and begin to understand what's happening and start to build your own patches. I love the fact that this particular stereo knob too is going to be really cool because you can actually widen or tighten the effects. The effects on this guy actually are, you're able to use the effects externally as well. And there's a really cool 64-step sequencer on here too. I don't sequence things as far as like in my synth. I like to use an external sequencer, either like my circuit or something different like that. But you can do that right here as well. The ARP on this guy is phenomenal too. I love the fact though that I'm able to jump in here. I can load up the actual PolyBrute Connect. I can play around really quickly to find a sound and get my sounds going. It does, the synthesizer does connect via USB to your computer. So you can send MIDI to your DAW, so you can still trigger your drums for your drums, your drum packs and your DAW. You can also connect this via 5-pin MIDI to other synthesizers. MIDI I/O is there. You do have the ability to connect, I think, multiple expression pedals like 2 or so, and also a sustain. The connectivity is phenomenal. It travels well. This is an actual synthesizer, in my opinion, that is great for the beginner, intermediate, or the advanced enthusiast or music maker. It's going to be something that will grow with you. It will help you learn, and more importantly, it's a ton of fun to use, and it sounds really, really good. You know, there's other synths out there in the world that are digital in some places and analog in some places. I have a Summit here at the studio, phenomenal. That's a 16 voice, and that's gonna have like digital oscillators, but then you know, analog filters. That sounds great. This synth though, the PolyBrute, is gonna be for someone who wants to be able to jump in really quickly, have a hybrid setup, be able to learn synthesis, use the synthesizer, have fun doing it, and then be able to really get a really good grasp on what happens. I mean, the effects are great. You get about, I think, 9 different algorithmic sets for the delay and also the reverb. And it's just a fun piece to use. Again, I can't say enough about it. I love it. I definitely recommend having one in your arsenal if you are able to afford a synth of this price tag, but it's definitely gonna be worth it. And you know, one of the things I love about it too is that when I first got it, it lit up. It begged me to like play something on it. It begged me to turn some knobs, and that's really what it's about. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, stay good, stay healthy, be good to each other.
We hope you enjoyed this video from Digital DJ Gear. To learn more about all of our pro audio, lighting, DJ, and recording equipment, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel now. Be sure to leave a comment below if this video helped you, and check out these other videos we think you might like. Until next time, thanks for watching.